I would like to announce that a quorum is present. The meeting is duly called, and notice of the meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. The time is 6 p.m. The following board members are in attendance: Catherine Sells, Sheila Taylor, Michelle Akateb, Dr. Stacy Barker, Dr. Betty Bonner, Allison Lasan, and Jenny Prosnick. I've asked board member Sheila Taylor to lead us in prayer.
Please pray with me. Dear Lord, God who has brought us thus far on our way, we come to you with the spirit of thanksgiving, thanking you for our amazing district, our capable superintendent, our hardworking staff, our great students, our supportive educators, our phenomenal parents, and our wonderful community. As the board goes about the important business of listening to our community as we face these difficult decisions, please give us courage, understanding, compassion, discernment, wisdom, strength, faith, temperance, and patience. Allow everyone to know and understand that we do not take these decisions lightly, as they allow us to continue to support and inspire every learner in this district to be successful in the future they choose. Please let us emerge from this difficult and uncertain time united and stronger. We ask it all in your precious Son's name. Amen.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Could Ms. Marquez please join us up here on the stage?
Buenas noches, querida comunidad de Louisville ISD. Good evening, Louisville ISD and the community of Louisville. To the parents, to the staff, to the students, welcome to this hearing. Si alguna de las personas que quieren hablar esta noche necesita los servicios de traducción, yo estaré disponible. Es muy importante para la comunidad poder ser escuchada y entendida. Por lo tanto, estamos ofreciendo este beneficio y este soporte. Si alguno lo necesita, yo estaré sentada aquí en la primera fila para que usted se acerque y yo con mucho gusto le ayudo. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marquez. The next item on the agenda is a presentation on the boundary line adjustments and school retirements for the Louisville High School Theater. I understand the administration has a presentation this evening. Following that presentation, we will move on to the next item, which is public comment and receipt of feedback on the information. So first up is to provide information, receive feedback on boundary adjustments and school retirements in the Louisville High School Theater. Dr. Rapp.
Thank you all so much for being here this evening. We appreciate you engaging in this process and coming here tonight to learn more and provide feedback and listen to the proposal about addressing the declining enrollment that we have in our school district. We appreciate the time you've taken out of your evening to be here with us. There is no doubt that there is not a harder conversation to open up in a community than one that is talking about the decline of enrollment in a school district. And so it is with great humbleness that I bring before you this evening this presentation on school boundary adjustments and the retirement of Creekside Elementary. These proposals that we bring forward across all 5 of our feeder patterns, first and foremost, are to address the decline in enrollment that our school district is facing. We are no longer a district of 53,000 students. We currently serve just over 47,000 students today, and our demographer projects that over the next 10 years, we will stabilize at about 45,000 students. However, even as the most recent board meeting, the demographer is saying that could be closer to 44,000 students, and we typically fall just right underneath where the demographer says, so that really means in actuality we may see 42,000 students or 43,000, but we definitely are not going to see again the students we had many years ago in the early 2000s and then on to the 2016-17 when we have 53,000 kids. So just like when you're a growing school district and you build schools and you buy land and you adjust boundaries in order to fill up the schools that you build, we are now on the other end of that continuum. And so we have to go back now and take a look at all the schools that were built in that fast growth period, and given our enrollment, do we continue to need all of those schools? This proposal also addresses the current and projected utilization of space in the neighboring schools that are all neighboring one another. It takes a look at the efficiency assessment scores for our facilities, and we also know that we need to address the fact that if you have anywhere from 540 kids or greater, because our staffing models are based on enrollment, you often qualify for an additional specials rotation, additional counselor, additional assistant principal. And so as our schools have declined in enrollment, our experiences across our schools can sometimes vary because they may not have access to all the same specials and support that you have at other schools with larger enrollments. And then we also know with the current economy that we have to take a look at rising cost for the school district and how much it costs to operate the schools that we have. And then we know also that when a school building is retired, our school board has some options before them. They can ultimately repurpose the building, they can choose to lease the building to generate additional revenue, or they can choose to sell the building and or the land to generate additional funds for the school district. So I'm going to talk first about the proposal around the retirement of Creekside Elementary. The retirement of Creekside Elementary in this proposal impacts the neighboring schools of Louisville, Lakeland, and DeGan Elementary. Creekside students are currently split between Hedrick Middle School and Durham Middle School, so this retirement proposal would ensure that students from Creekside continue on to attend these middle schools that they're zoned for and continue to be zoned for Louisville High School. In the early 2000s, during our fast growth period, Creekside had over 600 plus zoned students that came to them. It now currently has 287 zoned neighborhood students. Lakeland Elementary is built to hold over 1,000 students. Louisville Elementary is built to hold over 800 students, and DeGan Elementary is built to hold over 700 students. And all of those schools are forecasted over the next 5 years to be anywhere from 75 to 71% to 85% facility usage. Creekside is built to hold around 660 students. We know that many of our students who attend Creekside are in our two-way dual language program, and we want to ensure that this proposal ensures they will continue to receive two-way dual language services at their new campuses. So in order to propose the retirement of Creekside Elementary, we need to take a look at the boundaries for Lakeland, Louisville, and DeGan. So I want to talk first about the proposed boundary changes for Lakeland Elementary. In this proposal, the new projected enrollment for Lakeland would be 771 students. Currently, Lakeland has 577 students. In the early 2000s, Lakeland had over 780 students that went to that school. With this larger enrollment, there would be another specials teacher that would be added. This campus already has 2 PE teachers currently, along with additional counselors and additional assistant principals. This school of Lakeland also has additional support programs through our Communities and Schools in North Texas program. The neighborhoods that are being proposed to be zoned from Lakeland to DeGan Elementary are in that circle up there on the screen, and that's the neighborhoods of Quail Quest, Harbor Heights, and Manco Manor neighborhoods, and they would now go to DeGan in this proposal. These students that are relocated from Lakeland Elementary to DeGan would attend Huffines Middle School. The changes for Louisville Elementary, the new projected enrollment in this proposal for Louisville would be 665 students. It currently has just over 500 students. When Louisville opened in the 2000s, it had an enrollment of over 800 students that it served. Louisville currently has an additional specials teacher already, along with additional counselors and assistant principals. The school, Louisville, also has additional support through Communities in Schools North Texas. The neighborhoods that are proposed to be relocated from Louisville Elementary to Lakeland Elementary are in the circle on the map there, and that would be the neighborhoods of Lakeland Terrace 2 that would move from Louisville Elementary to Lakeland. These relocated students would continue on to attend Hedrick Middle School. The proposed changes for DeGan Elementary would bring their enrollment up to 435 students. DeGan's current enrollment is 391. In the early 2000s, DeGan also had an enrollment of over 650 students, and it currently has 307 zoned students. This school has additional support programs through Communities in Schools North Texas as well. Current students zoned to DeGan Elementary will remain zoned to DeGan, and DeGan Elementary students will continue to go on to Huffines Middle School. We know that at Creekside Elementary, we are also home to serving students in our special education BIC program classes. And it is not uncommon across Louisville ISD for us to relocate special education classes across the district from year to year based on staffing or based on needs or based on facility usage. We do have experience with what it takes to relocate the students and hope, according to the relocation, that in many cases the staff will also want to continue on to follow our special education learners to their new campus. In this instance, the Creekside BIC program would be relocated to Lakeland Elementary. So there's the proposed Louisville feeder school retirement, the boundary adjustment map, and it's got all the changes on it. And this map can be found online where people can zoom in and be able to see their streets and how these proposed changes would impact them as well. The video from our listening tour tonight will be posted on our CEC website, along with, we will be responding to frequently asked questions. We'll be posting those on our website as well, and we will ultimately be sharing that follow-up communication with our entire community as we have worked to post everything on the internet so that everyone can study as they continue to provide feedback and ask questions. So again, thank you for being here this evening, and Madam President, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Rapp. Public comments are next on the agenda. The sole item on our agenda today relates to potential boundary line adjustments and school retirements in the Louisville High School feeder. We're here to listen to your feedback and input about this specific topic. Comment on other topics or about potential changes in other high school feeders will not be permitted at this meeting. We're here to listen to you, but please understand that we're not able to respond directly to comments or questions posed by speakers. I know that many of you have stepped away from your evening responsibilities to be here and give your input, and we understand that your time is valuable. To ensure that we can get to each speaker within a reasonable period of time, the following procedures will apply to public comment. Each speaker must have registered to speak online by 12 p.m. yesterday, Sunday, November 17th. Speakers who registered online should have checked in with staff by 6:30 p.m. and received an assigned number indicating the order they will speak. If you signed up to speak and you have not registered, you need to do so now. I will call speakers up to the microphone in numerical order. This is the odd number microphone. This is the even number microphone. We will hear comments on the potential school retirements tonight. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to speak. When your number is called, please make your way to the front, We will call speakers up two at a time so that the next speaker is ready to move quickly to the podium when their turn comes. Please respect each speaker's opportunity to be heard and refrain from any disruption during or in between speakers. Return to your seat once your time has expired so the next speaker can get to the podium. Please limit your comments to the potential actions directly impacting schools in the Louisville High School theater. We ask you to focus on your campus only and refrain from disparaging or negative remarks about other campuses. Please be courteous and respectful to others in making your comments. Finally, we want to thank each of you for being here. The sole purpose of this meeting is to share information with you and hear your input about these important issues. We love that you love your schools, and we're very appreciative of those who have reached out to the board and staff via email or other means to express themselves respectfully about these difficult issues. Speaker 1 and Speaker 2, make your way to the microphones, please. Young man, if you'll state your name, and then we can start.
My name is Lincoln Taylor Golden. I am a third grade dual language student at Creekside Elementary. I would like to talk about how changing schools was hard, how I lost friends, and how my teachers helped me. In kindergarten, I attended Valley Ridge. I moved to Creekside when I started first grade to join their dual language program. Changing schools was difficult because I left my friends from kindergarten, I did not speak any Spanish, and I had to make new friends. Losing friends is hard because I don't have any brothers or sisters, and most of my family is in Oklahoma and Kansas. It made me sad. My first friend at Creekside was Charlotte. Gaining friends did take a while. If Creekside closes, I would have to start all over and make new friends and meet new teachers. My first grade teachers were Senora Coleman and Miss Formicella. Senora Coleman told me what a word was if I did not know and sounded it out. Miss Formicella pronounced words I didn't know and told us how to do stuff in very, very specific ways. Both supported me a lot, and that made me feel confident and happy. In second grade, my teachers were Miss Miller and Senora Franco. Miss Miller taught me the meaning of big words. Senora Franco made learning really fun. Now I'm in third grade, and my teachers are Miss Jenkins and Senora Mendez. They both offer a ticket system for participation, good behavior, and parental involvement. Senora Mendez does very useful strategies for multiplication. Miss Jenkins is super duper nice and helps us review before a test. In addition to my teachers, Miss Wilson and Miss Asia help ESD students with their creative activities and games. Coach Cooper always has fun and unique games. Miss Holt makes music class enjoyable because of their different types of instruments, songs, and dances. I have learned a lot from Mr. O'Brien in art class like symmetrical, asymmetrical, and radial words and meanings. Miss Downs reads us books that are fascinating and funny and has books in English or Spanish we get to check out. Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. I'm asking you to keep Creekside open. Me encanta aprendiendo español porque puedo comunicarse con más personas y puedo traducir para estudiantes que necesitan ayuda en dos idiomas. Creekside Clubs por la vida.
Thank you. Speaker 2.
I'm going to start with a statement from a staff member and one from a community member. The staff member says, I am deeply concerned about the potential closure of our school. Our school provides our children with stability, safety, and a supportive environment essential to their educational journey and emotional well-being. The decision to close this school will have significant, far-reaching effects on our family and many others in our community. Displacing students from a familiar environment can be overwhelming and distressing, impacting their academic performance, self-esteem, and social development. Our school fosters close relationships between teachers, students, and parents, allowing for personalized attention and support that is hard to replicate in larger, more distant schools. Additionally, many families will face increased transportation challenges, resulting in longer commutes that may reduce the time children have for rest, family activities, and after-school programs. For working parents, the additional burden of arranging safe transportation or alternative childcare further complicates an already complex situation. Closing our school will not only disrupt lives, but will diminish the quality of education our children receive. We respectfully ask that you explore alternative solutions that allow our school to remain open and continue serving our families and community. The community member is concerned about the building and if it will get vandalized, if it's going to remain empty, what's going to happen there, what's going to happen to the playground, will it diminish their property values, and who's going to be responsible for liability on that playground if something happens when the school and the district no longer owns that area. Now, for what I have to say. You sent mass emails about this in October. You did not put this item on the agenda for the last board meeting or the last work session, and you're announcing a decision in December. So while you say that no decision has been made, that's hardly a lot of time, and I'm convinced that it's already made. Regardless, there are things that I've seen in my research that I would like to point out. One of the schools that you're rerouting these kids to is Louisville Elementary, which is on a state improvement plan. I just looked up their TAPR 20 minutes ago. Their state testing scores are 10 to 20% below what my amazing teachers here at Creekside have been able to do. And I've been a parent there for 9 years. And so you're funneling these kids into a lower producing environment. Edweek.org has an article dated June 2024 that says students who attend a school that closes during their K-12 career have lower test scores along with worse attendance and behavior in the short term. In the long term, they're less likely than their peers to complete college and have a job, and their earnings tend to be lower. You're doing this to Title I students who have already had low scores and putting them in a school that has lower scores and a state improvement plan. In addition to that, this happened 5 years ago to a school that was also Title I, 2.5 miles away from Creekside. So you're in the same community doing the same thing to these kids. But since kids aren't enough of an importance for this money-based decision, consider the impact on what the district looks like when these test scores drop, funding for attendance drops, these CCMR numbers drop. Additionally, the same EdWeek article says that college attendance rates drop 4.5% for students whose schools close during their schooling. Another concern I have is dual language. You've said that services will be provided. You do not say what those services are.
Thank you. Ma'am, could you state your name, please? Sorry.
Kira Donnell.
Thank you very much. Speaker 3 and Speaker 4, and if you could begin with your name.
Howdy, y'all. My government name is Andrea Michelle Golden Reed. Tonight, you can call me Mama Bear Andy. As I stand before you, our LISD leadership, I first want to commend each and every one of you and the CEC for your thorough analyses, transparency, and willingness to listen to parents, students, community members, and other stakeholders. I'm here to advocate for Creekside, yet our families have joined forces and also stand in solidarity with BB Owen, Garden Ridge, Highland Village, and Polzer Elementaries from being retired. For me, my outlet is writing. I'm going to share a poem that I wrote expressing my passion and my pain as a vocal, fierce mama bear, not only for my cub, who was speaker number 1, but also for all Creekside Cubs and their families. I call it Rise Up Today. We will not go gentle into that good night, marginalized families enduring their plight. Culturally unaware, they can join in this fight. Creekside is our home, and we have every right to join forces as one bright, shining light. A minimal deficit does not make this all right. I'm begging you, reconsider our retirement tonight. For once you toss that retirement pebble in that lake, the ever-growing ripples will most certainly devastate families, students, teachers, and staff left in your wake. Retiring Creekside and others is a massive mistake. Yet another Title I school this district would take, redistributing our kids with your almighty rake. Hardworking families whose kids rarely get a fair shake. Minimal deficit corrected without retirement, for goodness sake. My motto, say what you mean and mean what you say. Our little family, thankfully, has options in play. 1 foot over the Red River, do we go or do we stay? far less expensive to finish our lease and walk away. Yet our love for Creekside and LISD really does sway this mama bear's heart here tonight on full display. Life is about choices and consequences, especially today. I ask that before anyone points a finger and lays blame, just know it's your state legislature and governor that must be publicly shamed. Holding public tax dollars hostage, purposely underfunding public education is the name of their game. Unwittingly, ignorantly, and or blatantly, a lot of state government is lame. Trying to shovel insane vouchers down our throat, masking it as parental choice to try and pass that vote. All those do is subsidize the wealthy. This is no joke.
Thank you very much. Speaker 4.
Hi, my name is Ana Husino. I don't have a written speech, however, I just want to share my family's experience with Creekside. We moved from a school district that did not have appropriate special education for my son, and I chose to come to Louisville ISD because I was told that the special education system was really great over here. And so I had moved to Louisville, not necessarily looking into specific schools, but rather the district. And when I had placed my son into a school that I will not name, within a month, he was essentially kicked out with no reason other than they said they didn't have the specific placement that he needed. And so he was taken out of his class and had to wait in the front office for me to pick him up and be rerouted to Creekside. I went to Creekside crying because I didn't know what to do. And Creekside has been a family for us. They have done so much for my son and even for my daughter, who also benefits from a 504. I cannot express how much distraught it would be to change schools again for my family. Since moving from the first school district, my kids have had to learn how to make new friends already. We have had to learn new routines and get to know new teachers. And Creekside has been nothing but great to us. I cannot express how much I love the staff at Creekside and how welcoming they have been. Truly, I don't know how it would be if we had to go to another school next school year. So I please ask you guys to really reconsider, because there's already such an amazing staff at the school already in place. It does not need to be relocated. It needs to stay where it is. That is all.
Thank you. That concludes all the speakers who signed up to speak tonight. And we want to thank everybody who spoke or submitted comments. Your input is greatly appreciated by the board as we move forward. I understand that you want to hear from the board, and you will have that opportunity on December the 2nd during our work session. Please note this will be a regular work session where there will be discussion among the board members on agenda items and not a dialogue with the community. I want to thank each and every one of you for being respectful throughout this process. We aim as a board to make the best decisions with the best interest of the whole district in mind. And with that, if there is no further business, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 6:29 p.m. Have a pleasant evening.